What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Blackout, back at it again with another set of Corsa video. That sounded very slurry. But anyways, we are on episode 2 of our endurance series, and I apologize for the long way. I've been kind of sick, so I've been kind of hindered from posting like full-length videos. But anyways, I'm back now, and that's all that matters. We are going to be at Silverstone, the iconic Silverstone. And we are going to try to recover after a disaster of a race at Monza last time we were on our endurance race. So, let's go ahead and hop into it. So, for those of you who are new to my videos, this part is usually where we skip free practice 1 and free practice 2, and we go straight towards the qualifying sessions. And for endurance qualifying, instead of it being, free practice 1, free practice 2, qualifying 1, qualifying 2, there's going to be 2 free practice sessions and 3 qualifying sessions leading up to the big endurance race, which are usually 1 hour long. There's 3 qualifying sessions, and yes, that may sound confusing, but to determine position, it's usually going to be combining all 3 results of your qualifying, and yeah, that'll just determine what place you started. Anyways, this is also my first time without a visible racing line. If you go back to my older sprint series, when I did with the Porsche, I had a full visible racing line. And this is a lot harder because this is all up to me. I don't have any visual help, and it is all up to me. But to recap what happened last race at Monza, Monza was pretty awful. We were disqualified in first qualifying and the race. Our highest finishing position in those qualifying sessions was maybe top 3. I don't necessarily remember, but yeah, it was kind of a train wreck, and we didn't get any points. But we're hoping to change it today. Today we're hoping to change it and get some points, and maybe even a good qualifying position so that we can come in strong for the next race. For the race, I should say, not the next race. For this race. Now, here is something that I always want to try and practice, and that's pit road entry. The reason I got disqualified back in Monza was my pit road speed. I was constantly speeding in pit lane, and yeah, strikes, and that equals disqualification. So, we want to always try and practice our entry into pit lane, and we also want to practice using our HUD, our pit lane HUD at the bottom left, so that we don't forget to do our mandatory pit stop and do it correctly, because we weren't able to do it correctly last time. If you want to see more of it, or you want to see my Monza race, it'll be the last race of a set of Corsa playlist in my channel. So now that we have that down, we are going to do our final qualifying lap. Now for this, I am going to let the music play of the beautiful V10, and yeah, enjoy. And just like that, we put in a monster lap, going from about 10th to 1st, with about 2 seconds ahead of our previous lap. That was a monster lap. And yeah, we have a huge improvement from Monza last time around. So, as you can see, we were very fast in the first and third sectors. And second one, we could definitely do a little bit of improvement on, but it's good enough for this one. Jumping into Q2 now with our first lap of the session. So we're going to jump down to 4th, and we're going to run as much road as possible. We didn't, not that time though, but these S's have been very tricky for me, and you will see that later on in the video. Figuring out these S's have been probably one of the most difficult parts of the track. Mainly because it's like, you want to go as fast as you can through those S's, but at the same time, you don't want to go too fast to the point where you spin out. So those will be definitely a difficult part of the track. However, we're going to jump down to 3rd gear. We're going to go on the throttle just a little bit later, and we get a pretty good exit. And then this chicane right here, we are going to go down to 1st, but then jump to 2nd as we are turning in at the final corner. Going to go a little bit off the throttle, off this final turn through here to the F1 start finish line. Going to go down to 4th. We get a big slide through there. I think that's definitely a good little slide. Going to drop down to 1st through this first 180 turn, and then go down again through this little U-turn, and then we're just gonna go flat out through here until we reach the final corners of the circuit. So we're gonna drop down to 6 once we see the first bits of the stripe markers. We're going to really get a big slide, and we almost go into the barrier. But regardless, though, that'll be a lap time invalidated. But what we were going to do was going to drop down to 3rd, and then as we reach the final little parabolica, we are going to drop down to 2nd, and then go across the line. So we would take as much as possible on that line and go into the grass, basically. And here we go into the S's again. We pretty much nail it through here, go a little wide, going to drop down to 4th, and then drop down to 3rd right about here. And it's going to be home free, big long straight through here. And apart from the spin on the very last bits of the track, we are going to repeat the same exact technique until about here. Remember that big slide that we had in this corner? Well, we're gonna slide again, except we don't control it, and we basically spin out. So this time we're actually going to go into the pit lane and get a tire change going, because these tires are not going to be in the best condition due to the fact that we spin out. And the Ferrari here, that was a big save and a narrow miss, as the Ferrari was really loose at the end of this corner right here. So yeah, it was a big save. But regardless, though, we're going to go into pit lane, and we are going to get our tires changed so that we can go for another round, maybe a last lap around the Silverstone circuit. After the tire change, though, we do go for redemption on this corner so that we don't spin, go down to 4th, and we go in a lot cleaner and less loose and less slippery, and we are going to continue our lap. Hopefully we can get a much better lap going and go into 1st gear, get a good exit. We go in 2nd gear a little late, though, later than I wanted. But that's okay, though, because we are on the final stretch of the circuit here. We're going to brake right about now, drop down to third gear. This is a very tricky turn, for me at least. And then here is where we drop down to second. We go a little bit wide though, however, but we're going to go about maybe little less mid-throttle. But once we get that exit, we just go flat out and across the line for 14th. So ultimately not the best position. As you can see here, we just kind of slide and our final lap being validated, so we can't go for one more. Ultimately though, it wasn't a bad qualifying. We were still able to place, which is pretty much what we want. We don't want to be last because that will pretty much hinder our race position. And as we slide in a little bit here. But that's okay though, because you know, we qualify, we get some places, and yeah, on to qualifying 3. Q3, we were all over the place, and it was very hard to try to keep the car stable. But here, this will be our best lap, as we are behind the Mercedes, who is also in our Pro-Am Championship. So, for those who don't know, I'm also in a Pro-Am Championship while racing overall in this endurance race. So, yeah, 2 championships basically. And we're going to go across the line here at second place. So, that is a huge improvement. And that is, we're in the 205s, which is better than our pole lap for Q1. We were in the 206s. So, huge improvement, huge improvement from the previous one. And we're going to try and go for a second lap, maybe a better one, so that we get pole position. But, however, we were off the track at around approximately turn 7. We kind of used the track limits a little too much. Also right here, I mean, it's gone anyway, so there's really no point. But that's okay though, because P3, as long as the cars ahead don't pass us or get better lap times. So yeah, we are P3 currently, and we're going to fast forward to the end of Q3. So this is interesting. Looking up at second and third, which is third is us, we are all within a 10th of the pole lap. As you see, second is 0.06 of a second off of P1, and we are 0.07 a second of P1. And we are all really close within the pole position lap, but that is really good positioning though. We are one of the fastest cars on the grid so far, and we quite literally were the fastest car out there right now. 36 seconds in sector 1 and 34 seconds in sector 3. We lost a lot of time, however, in Sector 2. That's what really bit us, as we were 53 compared to the 52s. But overall, our combined time, we start P7 in the race so far. So, let's hop into the race, and hopefully we can get a good position. Alright, we are 1 hour of Silverstone. We are about to start now. I'm going to shut up and let the opening lap speak for itself. Enjoy it.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the left, 3 wide. All clear, clear on the left.
don't know about you guys. That apart from the start was completely my fault. I went completely into that Audi right there. The start overall was pretty clean, and we did really well in controlling and staying within track limits, and do a big slide right there, and being pretty clean around the track for our first lap. And yeah, I don't know if that's a sign of karma from running into that Audi and kind of pushing him wide off track. I don't know if that's gonna be karma coming my way, but pray to God it doesn't. But yeah, so we're gonna be trying to gain traction on these two Audis in front of us. It's gonna be Audi 1, 2, 3. And we do, because the Audi second place went over the curb and lost a lot of time going into. So we're going to have a chance at attacking and trying to get past this Audi right here. And do we get the chance right here? We do, and we're going to brake really late, and we get damage on the front because we run right into the back of him. And we push him a little bit into wide. We get really aggressive, but he loses 2 places because of our really aggressive driving. I was really too aggressive looking back on this, and something I definitely need to work on, my aggression. But overall, I think karma will be coming my way, unfortunately, because that was really dumb. You don't need to be that aggressive on lap 1. So as we're ending lap 1, we actually are gaining a lot of time onto first place. A 206.2 to a 206.7, not bad at all, until we do this. Big slide, and we lose a lot of time. Really unfortunate, and this could be the karma that's coming my way. So yeah, hopefully that's the end of it. Pray to God it isn't. Not really though, because again, another really big slide, and we have lost a lot of time, over 3 seconds, and oh my lord, that is not what we need. We are going way too aggressive into these opening laps of the race, and we're only 55 minutes in. So we need to work on that, and we need to work on control so that we are not constantly sliding. I mean, we're going really wide in corners, which we shouldn't really be doing, because it's like we're kind of losing it at this point. We're losing it, and we need to really get our shit together so that we are not continuously sliding around and making such little mistakes. I mean, right here, we're sliding again. Really big slide. And though we're able to stay within the track, we're gaining time. We're gaining time, which is exactly what we need. And until we aren't. We are within 3 seconds, and we stay within 3 seconds because of our constant mishaps. Here, however, was something very, very interesting. If you look on the leaderboard, bottom left, I'll zoom in. We have this Lamborghini, number 19 Lamborghini, who is currently last and has entered pit lane with only 5 laps in, which is very interesting because what's the reason? He currently a lap down as of right now. I don't know what has gone wrong, but this could mean something. But this could also mean something as we just slam our left into the wall after a really bad turn-in. So we are dropped down from 2nd to 5th. And this is what I'm talking about with karma. Karma's biting my ass right now. And we are making so many little mistakes that it's just going to cost us. I mean, going into the pit lane when our stint is ended, it's going to definitely cost us, as we are going to have damage. I I mean, we have damage. It's already been proved we have damage. So, I mean, it's just going to be very difficult for us, and we may not make it to top 10 at this point with the pace that we have right now. But we are not going to panic, and we are not going to worry. We are going to keep pushing. I mean, look right here. Have a good pass here on the 25. We're going to go for it right about now. We go push them a little bit wide. See, we need to work on that turn-in. We really need to work on that turn-in so that we are really too aggressive within just 5 laps of the race. We have been way too aggressive, and yeah, aggression is like necessary, and it is definitely what's needed. However, we shouldn't be this aggressive into the race. I mean, look at where we're at already. We have damage, and we've already spun and hit the wall. I mean, it's not looking good right now. Not very happy with how we're performing as of right now. But we don't give up. We obviously continue to keep pushing, and we try to get better. Because that's the only way. Only way is up. That is life. That's a life lesson right there. The only way is up. That's the only true way when it comes to life and its unpredictable tendencies. Right about here, though, we're going to set up to get into P3 past the Audi that we previously pushed off the track. So we go really wide. He gets the line in, but we have a better line, so we're going to be really aggressive again. He's going to get pushed off the track. So we get P3, kind of push him off the track, but I'd say that's kind of cleaner than how it's been as of recent. And so we get P3, we get a big slide again, and we're going to lose traction to P2, which is definitely what we don't need as of right now. We're also going to turn in really late, going to get the Audi on our outside, but we have the line and we get the position back. So far this race has been ultra aggressive, and it is really early, 45 minutes. We have 45 minutes left of this race. I mean, 15 minutes in, we've been ultra aggressive. I mean, look at that. We almost kind of get spun out by the Audi. I think the Audi is currently out for blood on us because of how aggressive we were racing. But we are about 3 seconds off. I mean, that Lamborghini has an issue. It's been out into the pit lane for about four laps now. So, would you look at that? Our driver's stint is ending shortly. We have about a few laps left before we go into our driver's stints and we spin. We get another spin. Are you serious? Yep, we spin again, and oh my god, this is karma. We enter back into the race. Ooh, very dangerous. We almost get rear-ended by the Porsche, but we come back in 10th, and I mean, like I said, ultra aggressive, and those S's have been a really big problem throughout this entire race, and that right there is why. Track limits has been such a huge issue. I mean, Jesus Christ. So we're going to go behind the Mercedes and hopefully try to make a move somehow. For now, though, however, we're going to just stay in line and try to get a good pass when we can. We're going to try and look into his inside, but we can't get into it right there. Otherwise, we're just going to wreck, and like I said, we don't want to wreck. Here, however, we're going to set up and hopefully get a pass going. Can we get the pass going? We get a better exit as we take a really wide line, and we take a lot of curb as possible, and we get a much better exit, and we're going to go side by side here with the Black Falcon Mercedes, and we're going to brake a little bit. No, we get spun. We got spun. We got spun again. At this point, it's just like a nail in the coffin. And good Lord, we're 12th now. We are currently 12th. and we've yet again spun for the third time this race. Here, however, with about 9 laps into the race, our first driver has ended its stint, and we are going to go into pit lane along with the rest of the field, and we're going to get right about there, and we're going to refuel. And look at that, a valid mandatory pit stop is going to be done right about now, but we have about a minute for a pit stop due to how much damage we have sufficed throughout this entire stint. And we get a really ugly pit stop right there. I mean, first off, that was not a good turn-in. And, I mean, can you blame me? These are very tight pit stops. And, yeah, we're going to be here for a while now. Okay, so after our 1 minute pit stop, we ended up from, 12th to 19th. So we are practically last in this situation due to the Lamborghini, who has DNF due to some reason. I don't entirely know why, but we have a DNF for the first time, I think, ever playing this game, or ever playing this series at least. So we're currently last, and hopefully we can catch up, but we are 10 seconds behind, not ahead, I wish we were 10 seconds ahead, but we are 10 seconds behind 18th, who is a Honda, who is into the silver, I believe the silver series. So overall we're 19th, and we're last. This, however, was the nail in the coffin for the entire race. Right here, we go right in too early and we spin out for a 4th time. This right here is the nail in the coffin for our race. I don't think in any way we're going to be able to catch up. I mean, look at that. 23 seconds at that. Behind 18th, and yeah, we've made so many mistakes this race that we practically fucked up our race. So unfortunately, that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, and I wish this race could have gone better. I mean, Silverstone looked like it was going to be my track, but we just made too many mistakes in this car. So like I said, very unfortunate, but we could have done so much better, but it is what it is. That's racing. That's how racing is. You make too many mistakes, you get the consequences, and we are suffering those consequences as of right now. And to finally put another nail in the coffin and basically bury me at this point. Another mistake, 5th spin, and we went from all the progress, the 5 seconds that we made, or no, not even the 5 seconds, like the 7-8 seconds that we made to P18, all lost, and yeah, we're last forever at this point. There's just no going back. At least we're not 20th. I mean, we could thank the Lamborghini for his electrical issues or whatever. So yeah, at least we're not last, but we're currently last running, which is still not good, but I'll take it at this point. Here though is where we actually had the highest we've had since we have been last, P10, and that was because of the other cars, as you could tell, who have made their last mandatory pit stops for this race. And as much as I would love to just hold that position, unfortunately, I need to do my pit stop. So we're going to lose our positions and head back to last. Yeah, this is a painful race, to say the least. And yeah, so we're going to do our last stop and get our last driver in, along with our fuel and tire changes, and we're going to ride out the rest of this race and do it as much as we can. At around the 10-minute mark, though, we actually gained one full position, and that's because we have another car that is suffering from issues. It looks like here an Audi who was able to get all his mandatory pit stops done, but has suffered an issue, has forced him back to pit road, and it looks like we are going to be P18 now instead of P19. So I believe we're still last though, unfortunately, due to the fact that we're the last running car. But I mean, again, what can you do? What can you do? So unfortunately, we're going to be the last running car here, and we're going to be 17 seconds off of P17. So we're just going to be running the lonely road at this point. Now, as we are starting the final lap of this race, due to the fact that the leader has started their final lap, the leader has also finished the race right about now. And that just tells you how slow we kind of were. The leader behind us was about 7 seconds behind us. So, yeah, we were almost about to get lapped. That's, I believe, how behind we were and how slow we kind of were. So, yeah, that just tells you how bad of a race this was. And across the line, I mean, at this point, we're just like, you know what? Let's spin out one more time because, yeah, good Lord. This was definitely not one of the worst races. I mean, at least I finished this race. Like I said, last race I didn't even finish. So, yeah, like I said, this was a bad race. To recap it all, though, 18th, 123 seconds behind the leader's time of 60 minutes, 54 seconds. And, I mean, hey, we finished the race, like I said. Combined P7 to start, P18. So, yeah, we were pretty bad. 0 points in both the overall, but 15 points in our Pro-Am championship. So, I mean, if we don't have a chance at winning the overall, at least we have a chance at winning the Pro-Am championship. So, yeah, overall, Jesus. Here, though, is our current standings. I mean, we're not even on the board here. We're 0 points. Overall, endurance team-wise, we're 0 points. But in the Pro-Am, we are 31 points in and 5 points from second place. So we're 20 points from first, though, however. So we're going to need to really push it. And, yeah. I do see this, though, as something similar to our sprint series. Our sprint series, we didn't finish great either. And that was because we were warming up with it. But could this be something similar, though? Well, y'all going to have to find out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate all the love I'll be getting on these Assetto Corsa videos. And if you want to continue to see more, I promise it'll get better. I'm working my ass off trying to get better at this game. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be at Circuit Paul Ricard in France. I have a bit of experience, F1 wise, never GT wise. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching once again. Like and subscribe to see the next race, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, man.